Hey friends, welcome to week 4 of The More of You Know. My name is Emily Liddell. As you may already remember, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm really excited to introduce our guest for this week. But let me go ahead, I'm going to have them, we have the Wond'ry and the Career Center here represented, and I'm going to have them talk a little bit more about themselves, their names, their pronouns, their role in the office, and then a place they feel students in Nashville have to check out once they get here. So, if you want to go ahead, Chris.
Perfect. Hello, my name is Chris Stopdale. I work in the Vanderbilt Career Center. I am one of the 2 first career coaches for first year and undeclared students here, which makes our office a little unique. So first year students, they have 2 dedicated career coaches. And one spot that I believe that all students should check out whenever they get to campus is Martin's Barbecue.
Oh,
Great place.
So good.
So amazing. The food is amazing. Everything on the menu is great.
That's awesome.
Right.
Dave, what about you?
Yeah, my name's Dave Owens. I'm the executive director of the Wond'ry. I'm him, his, her, him, his, him.
Yeah, that's perfect. He,
Yeah.
him, his, love
I'm
it.
old school, so just call me Dave. How about that? So I'm the executive director of the Wond'ry. The Wond'ry, as people may not know, is the Campus Innovation Center. And innovation with the small I means all kinds of innovation. So we have people, I just left, someone was building a violin bow holder for a woman with no arm, with no hand on her arm. Someone was working on a hamster wheel for a mouse with a fiber optic probe in its brain. And then someone was designing a outfit for nurses to wear to reduce stress. And so all those are kind of things that we do, any kind of innovation. We have students starting companies, we have maker spaces, we have 3D print, we have all of that stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself because the place I think everyone should go. My nerd side, I have 2 sides. My nerd side says, whatever you do, go to the Nissan Smyrna auto assembly plant. One of the biggest in the United States, biggest in the world for a little while. It has over 1 acre under roof. You go in where there's rolls of steel coming in, and you get on this little train, it goes through, and you come out, and there's a car coming out. And it's cool.
I've never heard of that. I'm gonna check that out. That's so
Every
cool.
Thursday it's free. You get on a little cart, you drive around. Yeah, went with my dad before my dad actually passed away. He said that was the best thing he'd ever done in his life with me. So that was
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Okay, so then my other side is the Parthenon. So Nashville has a full-scale replica of the Parthenon right adjacent to campus, just like Martin's is adjacent to campus. And if you can get inside, there's a 50-foot replica of Athena. There's an Athena statue. She's got all kinds of makeup. It's really cool. It's really the coolest thing. And so it was designed and built sort of in the Tennessee Centennial 100 years ago when the Parthenon was still part. So they made plaster casts and all that stuff. So it's actually more
Really cool.
more real than the actual Parthenon in some way.
That's wow. I was thinking something. I know. I need to check that out too. That's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of already hinted at it, but I'd love for both of you to describe your offices, what your teams do, kind of generally speaking, and then why, if I was a first-year student, would I want to come and visit you?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So here at the Vanderbilt Career Center, our team is large. We have right now a team of 25. This is including our newly selected senior director of the Career Center, which you all meet very soon. And so 10 out of those 25 coaches are specifically career coaches. And then we have 2 specifically senior career coaches who are dedicated to supporting our graduate students, which is amazing. So if you're interested in graduate school coming in as a first-year student, you can talk to a career coach or you can talk to a senior career coach specifically for graduate students. And then we also have a team directly helping students with fellowships. So any student that wanted to travel internationally or look into like Fulbright and things like that, they will come talk to that advisor and we will help them with that application process, review materials for them and things like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the Wond'ry, we what do we do? Sometimes it's hard to pin it down.
What don't y'all do, honestly?
Yeah. But I think one thing that we do in the context of first-year students is try to help you figure out how to basically design a life that you would want. And so when you go to the Career Center, they don't have to say, well, here's the 10 careers, choose the one you want, where they can say, okay, if these are your interests or these are the things you have, show me the project you made, show me the nonprofit that you worked with, show me the hobby that you have, and then we can help you put together some sense of what a life journey would be doing those things. And I think that's a part of it. So it's sort of try to help people live outside of the real structure of school. School's hard, and you had to work so hard to get here. And so I think that part of what we're trying to do is make a place where you could, be more self-directed, direct yourself in some ways. And so it is. We also, so that aside, so the sort of the self-work, we have mentors, we have tools, we have programming, we have lots of things. Everything we do is extracurricular. So it's not with a grade, it's not with credit hours. You just come and do it. If you're bored, you stop. You can't do that with a major, right?
That's so true.
Yeah, and so lots of just people. We want people to bring their ideas, to bring their sense of how to make the world a better place, and then we help you make that actionable.
That's incredible. So it's really like both of y'all's offices take what they're learning in school and then what they're bringing into their Vanderbilt experience and almost like making it brighter and fuller and looking at different avenues. Yeah. That's so cool. Okay, so what would you both say is the best piece of advice that you have for students before they start their career here at Vanderbilt?
So much advice I would give you. So much advice. I would say one key thing that I always like to give students when they're coming in, especially at first year students, is just be patient, stay calm, and trust the process. Mm-hmm. Just because coming into Vanderbilt, you're going to be faced with just a lot of different activities you want to get involved in, a lot of different organizations, as well as thinking about what you want to major in for 4 years and figure out, ultimately a career. I think coming in that first year is just one, being patient, taking those courses, having conversations with your professors, or even having conversations with your career coaches, just about, things that interest you. And just staying patient because you're going to figure it out along the way.
Right, absolutely.
Well, they stole my thunder. First thing to do is slow down, just take it easy. I think there are no decisions that you're going to make as a student, and especially not as a first year student, that are final, that are going to be binding, that are going to be obligating, that are going to force you to do any one thing. And so if you could slow down and take a look at all the possibilities and all the decisions you could make and sort of think them through, and that takes time. I think a lot of times we don't leave enough time to sort of say, okay, what if? Okay, well, what if that? And that just takes time and effort. And I think sometimes it's easier to do your problem set, or it's easier to do other things, and not to give yourself the gift of that time to think about, okay, what am I trying to do in the big picture? And there's stuff you have to do, and you have to hit the problem sets, and you have to do those things. But I think certainly slowing down enough to let yourself think about things. I think also that probably every one of you who's coming here is not a single-dimensional person. You aren't here only because you can only do math and that's all you can do. You're here because you have a lot of interests. And so I think one thing also is to keep those interests alive, keep some of those things alive, because there are things probably that sustain you. There's probably things you got from those things that you don't even realize. Like being on a soccer team, it kept me healthy, but there's probably other things that it gave you. And so how can you find those things on campus also? Coming into a new place with new people, how do you find so keep your hobbies alive. If you did digital photography, if you were a makerspace person, if you were a volunteer, do those things and keep them alive.
Wow. Where were y'all when I was starting college? I'm just kidding. That was great.
Where was I when I was starting college?
I know. Awesome. Okay, so now we have some specific office questions, and I know I sent y'all them in a certain order. I'll probably alternate so that nobody has to talk too long. Okay, well, I'm going to start with the Wond'ry. So what are some ways, Dave, thinking about the Wond'ry, that it could add to my Vanderbilt experience as a first-year student? Why would I want to kind of tap into that?
Yeah, I think because there are a number of changes that people want to make in the world in their life. So you're going to read a book called Creative People Must Be Stopped, and one of the punchlines of that book is, if you have ideas, people tend to want to stop you because they don't want your idea, and for various reasons that are outlined in the book. We can help you actually push through that, and we're designed in a way that actually responds to the ideas in that book to help people, first of all, test your ideas, because not every idea should be done. Some ideas are just bad ideas, and so, but how do you prove to yourself that your idea should be pushed further and convince other people or not? So I think that one reason to come is to say, if I want to make change in the world, what's a process for doing that? What are the steps I need to do that? And that's often you're not going to be taught in a traditional classroom setting to do that with other people who are supportive of you making those kind of discoveries about yourself.
That's incredible. And good plug for the campus reading. So you all will get a copy if you don't yet. So I love that. Okay, so looking at the Career Center. So you kind of touched on it, but let's say there's a student out there who says, I already know I want to go to graduate school after my time at Vanderbilt. So how can the Career Center here help me prepare for that next step?
Absolutely. Well, within our office, we really try to be a very welcoming office for students, and we encourage students to come early and come often. So if you are interested in graduate school, and say you're coming in as a first-year student, and you schedule an appointment with me or the other first-year coach, we are going to sit down, talk about different benefits of graduate school, specifically why you want to go to graduate school, and kind of dig deeper, getting all those thoughts on your head on the paper. We like to do a lot of visual thinking activities with students just to figure out, how can what you're doing now align with where you're going to be going. So with that, and students going to grad school, we also mentioned the 2 senior coaches for graduate school coaching. So they put on a lot of different events with the different graduate schools. They bring in different employers, bring in different people from universities to talk to these students who are interested in grad school and think about those different careers that they would want to go into, specifically by industry.
Oh, that's really cool. So it's like you get the help for the general idea of getting in the why, and then you'll have people who are trained to go in and kind of dig deeper of the step-by-step, here's what you need to do to get there. That's so cool.
Well, and graduate school really is a career.
It
Yeah,
is.
And so you really have to think about it that way, in the
is.
same way. So I wouldn't ignore the kind of help and insights you get from the Career Center.
That's so true. That's so true, Dave. Okay, so here's another question. Why would I want to visit? And you've kind of touched on it, Dave, but I want to give you a little more time to elaborate. Why would I want to go visit the Wond'ry in my very first year of college? I may not even know what I want to major in. I've never made something in my life. You're talking about all these cool products. Why would I want to come check out the Wond'ry?
Because we have the coolest offices on campus.
I believe that.
Really
I believe that. Just to come to the office. I love
We
it.
visited a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So definitely for that. And I think the reason you want to come as a first year is because, like I was suggesting before, you're not here because you're single dimensional, you're multidimensional. And because we're not a part of anyone's school, so we're not the School of Engineering, we're not the School of Medicine, we're not the School of Business, we're not the School of Arts and Science Education, we actually serve all of them. So if I'm an art student and I want to meet someone in engineering, I can do that at the Wond'ry. I can't do it at the art school, at the art department, because engineers don't go there, and I can't do it at the engineering school because art students don't go there. So that's one place to do that. We also, if you want to work with community partners, continue working on some volunteering, things that are important to you. If you have an idea for a new business that you want to start, if you have an idea of something you want to make, we have the resources for that. Everything at the Wond'ry is free.
Wow.
All the material, all the tools, all the programming, all those things. And then also, like I said, you can meet people from other disciplines, other skill sets, other kinds of things. We have people who do music there. We have people who do, I don't know, start businesses. We have people who are doing social.
So it's
social
not
change.
just the hard sciences, right? Because I feel like people think inventions and they're thinking, oh, I have to be engineering or bio whatever.
All,
wow.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's
not at all. Yeah.
it's
And sometimes
amazing.
the there's still something to be made, and so maybe if I say, okay, I don't know how to make it, but there's a student working at the Wond'ry who's a mechanical engineer, maybe they know how to make the thing for you, so you don't have to know that stuff. You
Wow.
can use that person. It helps them develop their skills too.
Wow, yeah.
So,
Working on that radical collaboration,
Yeah,
as Chancellor
that's right.
Dearmeyer likes to talk about.
That's right. Yeah.
That
yeah.
is so cool. And what a once in a lifetime. I mean, students, you probably already know, you're not going to get these resources for free probably any
Yeah, that's
other
right.
time in your life.
That's right.
So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And if you want to make a glow cloud, we have a glow cloud workshop.
What? Can staff sign up? I'm just kidding.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Chris and I will be in your next class.
faculty,
That's okay. Well, that's really cool to know.
That is amazing.
Awesome. Okay, so for the last question, I'm gonna kind of combine two, if you're cool with that. So, what services would you say the Career Center has specifically for first-year students? Because again, I'm not graduating. I got 4 years. I may not even know what I want to major in. But then also, what support do you guys offer in terms of an internship? Because I think you and I were talking before the interview started of internships are huge and students really want them.
Yes.
So what do you guys do for first year students to help them kind of either land those internships or prepare for them or whatever?
Yeah, so one big thing that we really accomplished was the launch of our new platform, Handshake. If you don't know about Handshake, Handshake is the #1 tool for students to find those jobs and internships. So students were able to sign up for that officially June 15th. which is amazing. So
Yeah.
if you're out there, definitely go sign up for your Handshake account, please.
Please, yeah.
And with that, it just gives you access to employers, alum, different events that are going on campus. And speaking of that, we also host a lot of different events, specifically our career fair for the fall and spring semester. And then some good news, the fall, we are going to have an in-person career fair.
Yes,
I think it's been about 2 years since we had one, so that's going to be exciting. So that's just another benefit for these first-year students. Actually come out their first year, connect with some employers, and just see what they're looking for, because we always tell students, how are you going to know what they're looking for if you don't actually go and ask those different questions to them in person?
Right.
And then another thing that we also offer specifically for first-year students is we do this cool thing with Breast Colleges, faculty dinners.
Yes.
So we have done those, and we are looking forward to do those in the fall and the spring, and just for students to ask us any general questions that they may have. We also like to talk about our journey to those first-year students and just give key pieces of advice to them, just how to navigate Vanderbilt.
That's awesome. So many resources from
Yeah.
both of y'all's offices.
Yeah.
And something I would love, it's not on the sheet, but I know y'all can answer it. Something I did with my last interview and I'd love to do with y'all is to say where they can find you on campus. So, they may not know campus well, but they're going to. And so where can they find the Career Center and the Wond'ry when they're on campus?
Yes, so the Career Center is located in the Student Life Center. It's right across from the baseball stadium. Literally, you can't miss it. We have a lot of exciting things coming, so be on the lookout for that and come visit us.
Yeah, we are, as you're heading over there and you smell popcorn on Thursday afternoons, then swing by the Wond'ry. We're right next to the baseball stadium also. We actually can almost see each other. The art department's right between us.
Oh, wow.
We're in the geographic center of campus, actually.
Mm.
If you look at a picture of the map. We're inside of a building called the ESB, the Engineering Science Building, but the Wond'ry is a separate entity inside of there. And we have snacks, and we actually have our own coffee roast.
What?
Yeah, we have a Wond'ry coffee roast. If you're into coffee, you probably will be by the time you graduate.
Yeah.
If
Very
you're not
true.
already. And so we have coffee on tap, we have snacks, we have all those, because we just want people to come and visit other people, to get to know
Yeah.
people, to push their hobbies. Also, I was going to say with respect to internships, that sometimes working on a project gives you more insight about, first of all, what you're interested in, but also gives you something to talk about during an interview, or talk about to help someone understand, how can I help you with an internship? Oh, if I see that you are interested in that kind of thing, because I can see it, then I can set
It's
it up.
tangible, right?
Yeah,
not just
right.
I think I'd be good at this or whatever. I've
And we have
done it.
lots of internships that come through us with great places, and we send them all over to the Career Center. So
Yeah.
the Career Center has the master list of all the great.
That's so cool. The ways that we can all kind of help students together is really incredible. So you guys are lucky. I hope you take advantage of both of these incredible offices once you get here in the fall. But that about wraps it up. Thank y'all for taking the
thank
time
you.
to talk with me. And I know that you both will get to see students. I'm going to say on campus soon. We'll see y'all at the next More of You Know. But until then, y'all have a great day. Bye.